We do know who the offensive line coach will be for the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are hiring ex-Seahawks offensive line coach Andy Dickerson as their new offensive line coach. Albert Breer tweeted this out not too long ago. Spent time with the Rams under Sean McVay. He will replace Bill Callahan in Cleveland, who went to coach with his son, went to coach for his son. Also, Alex Van Pelt has kind of come in and got Brown's assistant offensive line coach, Scott Peters. So Scott Peters, who worked under Bill Callahan for 4 years, going to the Patriots, where he will be on offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt's offensive staff. So it's almost a complete overhaul of the offensive coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean, Chad O'Shea is, I think, the last man standing there right now. And Callie Brownson, of course, who's been his assistant the last couple of years in the receivers room. But yeah, I think it is interesting. I wasn't surprised to hear Andy Dickerson's name come up very shortly after that news about Scott Peters broke, just knowing they had brought him in for an OC interview. So I'm sure they liked what they saw, and they probably knew, hey, like, Bill Callahan might not be here next year because of Brian getting this job in Tennessee. I think we always kind of knew the Browns weren't going to hold Bill Callahan back from going to do that. It's such a rarity that a father and son would get to work together like this. It's, I think, totally understandable for everyone involved why Bill Callahan would want that chance. And hey, if they wanted to, I thought it was interesting. I was curious if Scott Peters was going to go somewhere else or stay, because I know these players like really loved him. And I talked about this year, especially, it felt like everyone always goes out of their way to praise Bill Callahan. Like, he might be the best position coach, period, in the NFL. He's obviously a genius with the stuff we've seen him do with the guys on this line. But every time a player praised Bill Callahan, they also went out of their way to praise Scott Peters. So I'll be really curious to kind of see how he does in New England. Guys seem to really like him. But yeah, not surprised that Andy Dickerson is the name who ended up here, knowing he had been in Cleveland for an OC interview before they hired Ken Dorsey.